Alright.
Hello, welcome to the Double E. Today I'm going to tell you about setting up a bar. Most important thing when you get to the bar is to make sure that you're ready to be prepped, and you want to make sure that everything's set so that your customers can have a great time when they're here. When it gets busy, you're not going to have time to do these things, so you really want to make sure that you get everything under control ahead of time. It's important that you can be on point because you're serving people alcohol, and so you always need to be on your toes and make sure that you're fully focused on your guest and making sure everyone's safe and following the rules, so to speak. So as you can see, I've turned on some of the lights. I'm going to come over here and turn on a few more of the lights. There we go. So when you get here, you're going to take down the chairs. You're going to make sure that your bar is nice and clean, and usually I first go and get ice. So I've already taken the chance to do that today, but there we go. And depending on how many people are coming, you may need more ice than that. We have 2 wells here, so you just got to gauge it. The next thing you're going to do is check your stock. As you can see here, I've taken out all the liquor, and I'm going to make sure that I have enough of everything I need today. And I'm going to wipe down all the bottles, make sure there's nothing gross on them, because nobody wants a fly dropping in their drink. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my towels ready. As you can see here, I have a bag of towels. I usually like to wet one of them, a little bit of soda water. And that's just in case, you get a little spill or something sticky's hanging around. As you can see here, I've made a list of the things that I usually do to start with my bar setup. Next thing we're going to do is down here we have these kegs. So I'm going to lift them all and make sure that they're all full, because I'm not that strong. If I can lift them up, that means they're not full. So now the next thing I'm going to do is come over to my register and I'm going to count my daily drop. Normally we'll have about 500 in here. Today, for example, I have 100. Well, would you look at that? So there's 140. So the boss left too much. No, we don't put it in our pocket. We put it down here, and then we make a note of it. Alright. Come back over to my list here. And I want to make sure that before the service, I can use the bathroom. Because again, once we get busy, you're not going to be able to leave the bar unattended. Sometimes you'll be the only bartender and you got to be here the whole time. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our napkins and our straws and our stirs. And as you can see, they're all filled up here, but if they weren't, we would fill them up. And we're going to make sure we put them right out on the bar. Another thing we're going to do, is, let's be honest, we come here to make money. Let's get our tip cups out. Sometimes I'll write something funny on them, like diaper money or cat food or whatever, anything to encourage people to throw a little extra. So now I'm going to head over here and I'm going to check my stock of cups. We have a few different sizes of cups. These ones will be for wine, these ones will be for kegs. So we're going to make sure we have plenty of those. We'll fill those right up. Now, one thing I like to do before we start service, as I said, is wet the towel. You never know if the person who was here the night before wiped it down or not. So we're going to do a little wipe down on the bar like so. Right. The dirty towels go in one place, clean ones go in another. Now you might be wondering, why am I telling you all this? Well, for one, it's important to have a checklist, and you need to be ready and you need to know. As I've said before, you're going to show up, you're going to get your lights on, you're going to go through all the process. The reason being is because if you have the bar set the best, then your customers can have the best time, hopefully you'll make the most money, and people will want to come back again. It's always important to remember that as the bartender, you're here to provide a good time for people. So you always want to make sure you're smiling, asking what you can do for people, and just really make sure that you're helping to accommodate them, have a good time. With that being said, this has been my explanation of how to set up the bar, and don't forget, tip your bartenders.